Welcome to episode 2 of starting my research firm, Kilcullis Micro Research from scratch. I am your host, lead analyst, and CEO of Kilcullis Micro Research, Maxwell Kilcullis Michael. If you're new here, it has been a minute, so let me just break down what Kilcullis Micro Research is. So, it's my equity research firm in which I'll explain to two express purposes. One is to build my public track record, that being my track record of research and theses, as well as my personal portfolio returns for my future capital allocation stuff. Anyway, and the second purpose is to network and meet other serious peers and serious investors, as well as prospective mentors and anyone else who's interested in investing. I'll get into that later in the video. And this video series, as well as most of the videos on my channel, is just my journey and me logging my journey and whatnot. So I'm gonna update y'all on what I've been doing, stuff I've learned since last video, and what the future has to hold and whatnot. Anyway, so let's just get right into it. First and foremost, I finished my. So if you don't know, every quarter I do a specific focus for that quarter, as well as just my normal learning, investing, and other self improvement stuff. My I do a specific thing. So last quarter, it sounds like I'm double dipping, but was equity research. This quarter is a sector deep dive. I'll get into that. But last quarter, to build my base, just make sure I get all the basics down. So I'm not so I can do everything after that to the utmost of my abilities. So I finished that. I did some notes. If y'all ever want to see those notes, let me know, and I can email that over to you. Just email me on my website. But anyway, I finished that, built my first couple DCFs, as well as built a framework for valuing other companies, which gets me into what I'm doing now, that being this quarter, Q2 2026, sector deep dive into the industrial sector, because the framework that I built works very well with the industrial sector. So that's what I'm doing right now. And something very important, as right here on the cover, by far the best book on about investing ever written, Warren Buffett, The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, with updated with new commentary by Jason Zweig. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, Jason. But so as you can see, many pages saved. That's what all these folds are, like saved, so I can relook at them, as well as the annotations if y'all see like there. So finally read this. This is definitely the biggest book I've ever read. If you know nothing about me, never been a I've never been a really reader, but I read this cover to cover. Literally, it took months, um, which is not great. But at the end of the day, I read it, and right now, this book, The Warren Buffett Way, yeah, yeah, got it from my uncle. If you're watching this, you know who you are. But that one, I'm already 8% done, and I just started today, so I'm definitely getting better. But I'm rambling. Point is, I finished this. Is it the best book on investing I've read so far? Probably. Yeah, probably. Uh, the most important takeaways, if you want me to make a full video about the intelligent investor, let me know in the comments below. But most important, probably, takeaways from it are Mr. Market, the concept of Mr. Market, and not letting your basic advantage turn into your basic disadvantage. If you know, you know. It's put shortly, market price quotations, that being the price of a stock, once you own it, are not relevant to you. And imagine it as if you own a share in a private business and a man called Mr. Market comes to your door every day and says it's sometime, and he bases everything off his emotions, and he says, okay, today I'll give you $200. Next day he says I'll give you 250. Day after that he says I'll give you 85. And these are some of them. Sometimes it's the fair value of what you value the business at. Sometimes it's completely overpriced, and sometimes it's completely undervalued. And if you let your basic advantage, that being your ownership in the business and you not having to worry about that, if you let it turn into a disadvantage by being worried about the stock price selling when it's too low, or being excited, or being scared, then you are taking away the advantage of owning the stock. I will put up a quote from the book here that explains it better. But yeah, so that's probably, and the second important takeaway I took from this is, or most important, I should say, is a margin of safety. Obviously, you want to know what a margin of safety. I know what a margin of safety is, but it is very eloquently put in this book, and it's really like you can take it into all finance endeavors you do, like no matter where you're putting your money, or even just life. You can take the concept of a margin of safety, leaving a buffer for your error in the actions and specifically the investments you make. So that's one thing I did. Along with that, this is not, I'm not trying to say this is the actual, what's the word? Like true action needle mover, but did want to update y'all. KillCollinsMichael.com, which is the website for Kill Collins Michael Research. QR code, website name here, boom, link in bio. Completely rehauled, updated. It looks quite beautiful, if I do say so myself. And that is just very important, especially if you saw the last website, for presenting to my fellow my peers in this field and whatnot, and any of you watching this. So if you are a serious investor, peer my age, high school, college, if you are old, like junior analyst, intern, whatever, and you have any advice, any info, just want to get in contact with me, or even if you're younger and you want advice from me, go there. As long as you're really dedicated, like if as long as if you take it seriously, go to my website, fill out the form. It's just your name, email, and the message you sending. Boom, boom, boom. And yeah, but that, I just wanted to put that out there for anyone watching, and for all you who are interested in that. Other than that, I don't think have. I have one last update I will say. If you have any advice for me in the comments, please give it. I'm welcome to all opinions and whatnot. I might make a full video about this. I have the problem now of knowing I need to sell, and I probably am just gonna shoot, just like what would be the terminology? I'm not really bite the bullet. It's not a bullet, but anyway, of selling all of my Tesla shares and offloading. I have 2.7 shares of Powell Industries right now. Offloading probably 1.7 shares of that, which is like 300 something dollars, maybe pushing $400 or above, like slightly above 400. But nevertheless, and that will leave me with 2 shares left after the recent stock split. I'm up 230% on that position, and that is so. I definitely So that's why I'm considering, not even considering. That's why I'm 90% sure I'm going to at least sell a portion of it, and then the rest is just house money. And so, if you have any advice on selling, I've never really. There's only one time I sold. It's in my old videos playlist if you want to know why I did sell. But before that, we're buy and hold investors over here, so never really sell. And yeah, so if you have any advice about selling, when knowing to sell, and really my main thing is, if I had another specific investment I wanted to make, this would be like a layup. It would be easy. I would just boom sell and reallocate the capital to that new investment. But I have none, so I would just be sitting on cash, which is not a bad thing per se. But yeah, that's all I gotta say on that. Thank you for watching this update on me starting my research firm from scratch. Excuse me. If you enjoyed this content, you want to learn more about my journey, stay up to date with my journey, possibly learn stuff from me on my journey, subscribe, like, please share this with anyone you know. And again, anyone who's serious about this invest, go to my website, email me, and yeah, it's been Maxwell Click Michael. Peace.